find the work of the committee important because civic engagement is important. Engaging with the environment is important. Getting to know your neighbors and sharing educational experiences.
Watching how the county government actually funded and support its citizens and actually being a part of it and help making decisions on how we go about that, I think I'm actually privileged to be a part of it.
I feel that trees are not a should have or good to have, they're a must have, and it's a question really of environmental justice.
Well, the committee provides information to the community on native plants, pollinators, and the benefits and values of trees.
The committee was formed back in 1960. Originally, it was a tree planting committee. That was the focus, just getting more trees on the streets in the county, because at that time, the county was just beginning to grow.
We didn't have the landscape regulations that all developers and builders have to comply with today. And so the Chamber of Commerce was very interested in getting zoning modifications that a developer could not strip a subdivision and walk away from it. You had to replant what you destroyed in order to build houses.
We worked with the county council at that time to make sure that trees were included in any of the new developments, and that has been the case ever since. So what you see now in the county, a lot of it was planted back in 1960 and 1970. I think at the time that we were responsible for planting a total of about 40,000 trees.
We have two main functions. One is to engage students in Prince George's County elementary schools in the planting of trees on Arbor Day. And secondly, to recognize those citizens, businesses, churches, and residents who make the effort to beautify their yards.
Today is our official celebration of Arbor Day, which Prince George's County has done for the last 20 plus years. When I finish talking, hopefully, we are going to plant a number of trees all along the stream.
So I'm really, really excited about this Arbor Day event and the support for the park, because residents were saying that they love walking the path, but they have no shade. And so that has been in my mind for quite some time. And when the Beautification Committee called and said, do you have a planting spot? It was like, yes, I do.
So we were delighted when the City of Hyattsville stepped forward and wanted to participate in Arbor Day with the committee this year. They're the ideal community. They have a great volunteer network.
To get the tree, take it off from the bucket, open the roots, put in the hole. I usually put a little bit of the new dirt. Okay, that's my technique, and it always worked wonderful. And be delicate with the roots and the tree when you put it in, and then put the rest of the good soil around so the roots can really expand it and the tree grow fantastic.
We thought it went off really well, all things considered. And everybody had a great time. And we got lots of trees and shrubs in the ground, and they look healthy.
We're providing wildlife, we're providing oxygen, this is just an amazing event, and this number of trees is going to make a huge impact on this area of the park.
I really enjoy the Arbor Day event when it takes place at a school. And just because we get to see the students become involved, they feel like they're part of something because they are part of something.
The school program is outstanding. It allows young children to get their hands dirty, to learn how to plant trees and how to care for Mother Earth.
We alternate outside the Beltway and inside the Beltway, and we look for a school that is in need of trees and around the school, and we work with the principal
on actual Arbor Day, we started out with a school-wide assembly. So we had everything set up the day before. Prince George's County Beautification Committee had already dug most of the holes, and so the students were there. They got a lesson on what needs to happen to plant a tree.
This is really the fun part of it. The kids get involved with it, and they don't mind getting dirty.
Arbor Day is still impacting our students because even the students were talking to their teachers when they returned about watering their trees.
The kids that we plant trees with, you know, a couple years later, I run into them in parks and schools, and they remember that day. They remember the tree that they planted. They remember how they took care of it and how they then went home and planted trees at their house with their family. And so just the continuity of it and seeing kids years later and how that impacted them, I think is a really big deal.
Beautification Awards is an opportunity for people that garden to celebrate together their wins. Whether you are a first year coming in, not knowing anything about anything, and then getting some knowledge from not only the committee and master gardeners that will visit your home and assess it, but the awards is an opportunity to say thank you.
And it's an award for all the hard work that the citizens have put into their yards to beautify the county. You even have residents that may have not submitted their house for a beautification award, but others, their neighbors and friends and relatives, will recommend their place for them.
So there is a yardstick, as we call it, that you are judged on different criteria at your landscape, and then you get a score. After the assessment, then we sit down as a committee and we talk about what the scores are. What are some of the unique things that people have in their gardens? What's something that's just different? It's a standout feature, and that can put you over the top.
Hello, my name is Beverly Carpenter Nickens, a former visual arts teacher, and in 2016 I was awarded the best yard for Prince George's County. From then I just continued to work in my yard and do all that I can for nature and for pollinators.
So I was born and raised in PG County. I've been born and raised in Brandywine, Maryland. So it excites me to see the county that I grew up in trying so hard to beautify itself. And we work in many other jurisdictions in this area, and PG County has become the leader in urban development and urban beautification.
The garden kept growing and growing until my husband eventually had a whole little enclosure put around it so that we would have a little more vegetables that we could actually harvest that the deer didn't eat, or that little hungry groundhog who was taking up residence here as well. My husband, before his death, was a public service. I did 41 years in the classroom as a high school Spanish teacher. So we both experienced stress on our jobs. So coming home and being able to work in the backyard was a joy for us. I guess now the 4th year that I've participated. Each time they've had a dinner where they give you this wonderful meal and then a certificate.
You have a really, really funky dinner at a nice, swanky location.
It's a nice celebration to wrap up another successful year. We get to see slides of some of the great plantings that residents and different community groups have done.
It's those people that are really dedicated to beautifying Prince George's County, because they come out to applaud and appreciate each other and what everybody is doing to take care of Prince George's County.
I said, well, anytime you want to come, just come by and sit back and relax, and I'll bring you a glass of iced tea and maybe put on some soft music and you can relax.